Hello, Elk Grove Unified students, families, and staff. I'm Santhi Pinkerton with Communications.
Hi, Zanthi, and I'm Sandeep Dosanjh. We're here to bring you another episode of EGU News to provide you with a district, county, and state update.
And on EGU News, we focus on healthy minds, healthy bodies, and of course, healthy learning. So here is your district update for October 30th, 2020.
As winter approaches, many preparations are underway to begin a safe transition back to school, hopefully sooner rather than later.
That's right. And part of that work included the information the district sent out yesterday regarding the learning option parents will need to choose from for their students.
Yeah, that's right. And schools will be following up with parents to make sure a choice has been made for every student by November 6th. So, Zanthi, one common question parents ask is, how is the in-person concurrent learning model different from distance learning if all students will be learning through technology?
Oh, thank you for asking that or making sure that we brought that up. It's an important question, and we heard it over and over, especially during the broadcast that we had for the special board meeting. So in answering that question, we first asked parents to understand that various hybrid models were reviewed and observed in action, not only by teachers, but also by district staff. And there were significant drawbacks. So those drawbacks included little to no contact between teachers and students on days when students weren't going to be on campus. We're talking about the hybrid model that was out there. And then later, we can talk about the concurrent one, but the hybrid model really didn't offer that contact between teachers and students on days when students wouldn't be on campus. Also, the teacher time with students synchronously was really reduced by half compared to our current model, which is the concurrent model. So the hybrid models that were out there just didn't lend to that time, that interaction time teachers could have with students. So after a careful review with many stakeholders, students and staff agreed that while the amount of content covered in full distance learning has been quite challenging, given the limited amount of time that's available, a hybrid model just would make it even more challenging.
Got it. So what are the benefits then of the in-person concurrent learning model?
Sure. So one of the things that the district did is we then kind of put our original transitional hybrid model kind of to the side, and we focused on an in-person concurrent learning model. And there's three key benefits. So the first one has to do with safety and student support. When it comes to having that in-person concurrent learning model, it provides all students an opportunity to return to school and or remain in distance learning from home. So all classrooms and other campus spaces, they'll be meeting that stringent classroom environmental and sanitizing guidelines. And also the personal protective equipment will be available for all students and staff at school. And then of course, for students attending in person, it'll be 2 days a week. They will have access to valuable student support services, including small group one-on-one teacher interactions. Some of the classes will also have paraeducators. Those are in certain classrooms. And then the availability of live academic and social emotional support services will also be there. So even though they're coming out to campus 2 days a week, they'll have access to all of those support services. And then last but not least, one thing that people need to remember is that there is capacity for all of our students to be able to be in the in-person concurrent learning model, should they all want to be back at school. It's just that they're going to be having to go according to that alternating schedule because of the social distancing guidelines. So yeah, the second, not yet third, the second benefit for the in-person concurrent learning model is connection. So the in-person concurrent learning model provides opportunities for all students to re-engage in person and interact socially with their teachers, support staff, even their classmates and school staff. And even though physical distancing will remain important, being able to provide live social interaction can really help reduce stress, anxiety, etc. And it offers students a chance to engage in live communication and to rebuild those connections. So now the third benefit to the concurrent or the in-person concurrent learning model is learning continuity. And for a school district, this is very important. The in-person concurrent learning model is designed to maximize synchronous instructional time every day, whether a student is physically in the classroom or they're at home. So that means then all students can retain their same teacher, keep their same schedules. Of course, there's a little change with pre-K through first grade students because they're going to have an adjusted AM and PM schedule. But all the students will also have, should, in the event that health conditions or exposure to COVID require one or more students to have to quarantine, then those students can still transition to full distance learning instead of losing 14 days of instruction just because if we only have one or the other. So this way, that concurrent model is both an in-person opportunity as well as a full distance. You still have access to that full distance. And then if people just simply want to choose full distance learning, they can do that. The other benefit in terms of that learning continuity is that live in-person interaction, which can take place with students who are in the class in addition to using their Chromebook. So, teachers may even project their small computer screen onto a larger screen inside the classroom. And then all of the students can engage with all of the students, even the ones that are online, as one class still. So even though there's going to be some social distancing issues, it's really physical distancing, not so much social distancing. In fact, it's going to be better socially.
Got it. So the three key benefits to the in-person concurrent model are safety and student support, connection, and learning continuity.
Yes.
Got it.
Exactly. Other learning models just didn't meet the criteria that our district was aiming for. We wanted to create a safe, equitable, and responsive plan. And we also wanted to make sure that we were providing a high quality instruction and that we were working with existing staff and limited resources. We also wanted to offer an in-person experience that maintained that learning continuity for all of our students.
Okay, so as parents start making their learning model choice for their students, we also want to remind everyone that students must have their immunization records up to date before they can return to in-person learning. Parents can check to see if their students' immunization records are current through the Parent View app or by contacting the school site.
Yes, absolutely. Something that's really important is to make sure immunization records are current. So, and if parents have questions, they can always call the school and check in with the school nurse. So, we also want parents to remember that the deadline for parents to choose which learning model, meaning you want in-person, concurrent learning model, or you only want full distance learning, that needs to happen by November 6th. And information on how to make that choice is found either by going to your school's website. And for elementary schools, it's in one place. There's a link to a COVID-19 page to the district's page. And I think online we can show what that looks like. And then if you're a high school site, depending on how much you have, there's a link also in their menu that'll be the COVID-19 district page. And people can easily navigate from their school's website to the district's webpage where we have all of that information. Well, again, on our COVID-19 webpage.
That's right. So we ask everyone to remain vigilant about wearing a face mask, maintaining social distancing, and hand washing. And for those who can, remember to get a flu shot for you and your family.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to the county and state update. Yes, some numbers for me.
Yeah, I do. So the Sacramento County update is that we're still in the red tier and at a 5.9 for new COVID-19 cases per day per 100,000. And it's at a 2.8% positivity rate
Wow.
statewide.
So with that, we're so close, Sandeep. I know we wanted to turn orange by Halloween, right? Or by October 31st. So
Yeah, so I know that we were waiting to see if we turned orange by this past Tuesday. I know that the state is also going to be releasing latest numbers next week,
on
Tuesday,
Tuesday, correct.
November 3rd. So we watch every Tuesday for the latest numbers from the state to see if Sacramento County changes to the orange tier. So once we hit orange, then we could move forward. So statewide, Zonthi, California is at 7.2 on the new COVID-19 cases per day per 100,000, and the state is at a 3.2% positivity rate. Our goal was to turn Sacramento County by orange or orange by the end of October, and we could still work on it by, as we mentioned earlier, wearing this face masks, social distancing, and frequently hand washing or sanitizing. For more ways to help and do what you can and learn what you can do to get tested, visit the Sacramento County Public Health website at saccounty.net.
Thank you, Sandeep. All right, so that's it for EGU News and for our EGU News update. Please remember to subscribe to the Elk Grove Unified School District's YouTube channel and click on that little bell icon to receive notifications. I'm Sandeep Pinkerton. Stay safe and stay healthy.
And I'm Sandeep Dosanjh. We'll see you next time.